was 1985 when a 14-year-old girl disappeared after leaving her friend's home in Kansas City, Missouri. Then, close to 10 years later, her mother began getting alarming phone calls declaring they had her daughter. Almost 40 years later, and Jody is still missing. Jody Ledkins' life remains shrouded in mystery. With only a few fragments of information available, reports suggest that her home life was far from easy, and she often sought solace by running away, ultimately finding herself in a juvenile probation program. Jody's childhood was a series of transitions as her family uprooted themselves 4 times before she turned 14. Finally, they found a sense of belonging in Kansas City, Missouri. However, by 1981, her parents' relationship had crumbled, leading to her mother's remarriage, which also ended in separation. Despite these setbacks, in 1985, Jody and her mother discovered stability, and their bond grew stronger than ever. On the morning of May the 23rd, 1985, Jody decided to play hooky with a friend, a common occurrence for her. Skipping school had gotten her into trouble previously, like the time she got caught pushing a security guard and was given a juvenile probation officer. That day, she spent her time at her friend Melissa Bocroft's house, which was situated near East 14th Street and Winchester Avenue. As the sun began to set, Jody and Melissa strolled down the streets of Kansas City, Missouri, towards Jody's boyfriend's home, nestled in the 700 block of Cambridge Street. It was just a short 14-minute walk away. Little did they know this evening would take an unexpected turn. Jody found herself caught in a heated argument with her friends and her boyfriend. While Jody yearned to venture into the unknown, her companions were reluctant to join her. The moon hung high in the sky as Jody and Melissa left her boyfriend's home, opting to walk back to the comfort of Melissa's home. Time flew by, and before they knew it, it was already 10 p.m. Feeling the exhaustion creeping in, Jody reached out to her mother, hoping for a ride back home. However, luck was not on their side, as Karen had no access to her car that evening. Undeterred, Jody reassured her concerned mother that she would rely on a friend to safely make her way home. Not long after speaking with her mother on the phone, Jody departed from Melissa's residence and began strolling northbound on Winchester Avenue and 14th Street. She did not carry any additional clothing or cash. Melissa shared with the investigators her belief that Jody was on her way back to her boyfriend's place. The day after, Karen discovers that her daughter has not returned home and promptly contacts Jody's deputy juvenile officer to report her absence. Upon learning about Jody's disappearance, the officer speculates that Jody may be upset and advises Karen to wait until the weekend for her to calm down. The officer takes further action by issuing 2 warrants for Jody, designating her as an endangered juvenile who must be apprehended by the police if located. The guidance provided by the juvenile officer proved to be the catalyst that derailed the entire case. It is widely recognized that the first 48 hours after someone goes missing are absolutely critical. However, it was not until 2 years later, during a conversation between Karen and Jody's caseworker, that a startling revelation came to the surface. Jody had never been officially reported missing to the police. This conversation took place after the courts had already canceled the initial warrant in July of 1986. In a twist of fate, in 1989, Jody's juvenile officer is taken aback by a letter that claims to be from Jody. The letter brings reassurance about her well-being, but fails to provide any explanation for her sudden departure. Karen, Jody's mother, compares the handwriting in a letter to a previous one penned by her daughter, leaving her in a state of uncertainty regarding its authenticity. In the year 1993, Karen's life took a harrowing turn as she became the target of a series of bizarre and menacing phone calls. The anonymous caller, driven by greed, demanded a ransom for the safe return of her daughter Jody. The most chilling moment arrived when the caller coldly stated,
"If we don't get the money, your daughter will be sent to you in pieces."
These spine-chilling calls persisted for an agonizing 2-year period, leaving Karen in a constant state of fear and desperation. Thankfully, Karen was able to document all the phone calls and report them to the police. Although the authorities were able to create transcripts and track the call to a payphone in Kansas City, the caller's identity remained unknown. It was not until August of that year that the case was reclassified as a likely homicide. In 1997, 2 inmates from prison claimed to have knowledge about Jody's disappearance, leading police to investigate the Mississippi River. The tip indicated that the killer may have dumped her body in a car into the river, but the search did not lead to any discoveries. Karen Stratton may have relocated to Arkansas, but her quest to find her daughter keeps drawing her back to Kansas City year after year. If you have any information regarding the case of Jody Ledkins, please reach out to the Kansas City Police Department at 816-234-5140. Your contribution could be the vital piece of the puzzle that helps reunite a devoted mother with her missing child. I would love to hear your thoughts on this very mishandled case. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.